this centered here. Good evening, this is Gaming McFitness. Um, Today I'm going to play a new game called Eastshade. It's annoying me, the camera angle here, but forget it. So yeah, I haven't played this game at all before. I beat Vanishing of Ethan Carter last week. So I'm going to start this game. This is a open world, non-violent exploration game. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there's not a big setup screen to go through, because I haven't checked that. I didn't weigh myself today. So hopefully I'm still around 225. I'll stop eating because some people might find that gross. So yesterday I did the exercise bike super late in the evening on Zwift, and I'm definitely sore. I'm not used to using the exercise bike, so like my butt and my legs, like upper thighs, were back of my legs, whatever that's called, is sore today, just from the exercise bike, from the workout. So hopefully this will actually start. I don't know what's taking it so long. It looks like it's running, but oh, I don't know why it did that. So I'm hoping that it will let me use the controller. Oh, it crashed? That's not good. You know, I should plan ahead and actually launch to make sure the game will run before I do these, but I didn't. So my video game emulator thing is running, or whatever it's called, for my wireless controller. And I haven't played a Steam game that it didn't work for yet. It says config loaded gamepad, which is a good sign. Okay, now I've got audio, which I didn't before. Still not liking the what? Damn it. Well, I could just do Zwift, I guess, because this stupid game won't run. Let me go to the store page. Is anybody even watching the stream? Yeah, so I have it. Does it say controller support? Full controller support, it says. I'm playing this new game and it's crashing when I launch it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to work today. If it doesn't work, I'll just do Zwift on the stream, which is just me walking in a virtual world. It's not as exciting, but it's better than nothing. Come on, maybe if I just don't go into options and I just... I really need to know. Why is it highlighting exit? What if my controller is drifting? See, if I go here, and then it highlights exit. Let me unplug my wireless controller here. It still highlights exit. So if my wireless controller isn't running, it shouldn't be there's nothing to drift down. But it seems like it's drifting. So yeah, I don't think it was crashing. I think it was drifting down and selecting exit when I hit the button, which is weird. Shit. I need to stop this so I don't fall on my ass. So you are watching the technical difficulties stream. Middle-aged man struggling with tech stream. God damn. This is so hard to plug this goddamn thing in. Okay. Now my headphone is tangled. Okay, so I think it's not crashing. I think something is wrong with the controls. I have my mouse. If I highlight anything, it just moves down to exit. I do have a keyboard here. Well, let me look at... So it's not... There's nothing wrong with the keyboard that's... This is my custom game controller. If you look at the thumbsticks, it doesn't look like they're drifting down. It looks like they're... Well, there it was drifting down. But now it looks centered. See? Something is messing with it. I don't think the Steam controller layout is the right thing to do here. What is going on there? What? I just selected the fucking... Dead zone inner. Let's give it a big dead zone. Done. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna do the Zwift. The walking in the virtual world. Instead of the game. The other thing is, yeah, maybe if it's not drifting down, then I still need to get my custom controller to work in the game. It's still drifting down. I can't even select options because if I highlight it, something is pulling the thing down to exit. Maybe it's a hacker. No, I don't think it is. So I am just going to stream Zwift, which is the thing on the bottom of the screen. So I can do my workout, but I'll have to mess with the, see if I can get that to work offline later, or pick a different game later. Because that just didn't work, unfortunately. Okay, I can see the chat. So this is basically it, me walking in the virtual world. It's pretty boring to watch. I don't have that much to chat about. I bought some survivalist gear, like prepper stuff, Like I bought a book about foraging for food in the Midwest where I live. And then I bought a Geiger counter, which is, it measures radiation. So if there's the US gets dragged in with the whole Russia thing, and worse comes to worse, I can measure how quickly I'm gonna die. But apparently you can also use those if you have like a relative who gets radiation treatment, like if they have cancer, and you can, after the radiation treatment, you're supposed to stay a certain distance away from them because they're emitting radiation. And you can measure it with the Geiger counter. And there was a guy on the Amazon review, he said his pet had cancer, and they said that like after a day or two you could be in the same room with the pet, but according to his Geiger counter, it was still emitting way too much. His dog was still emitting way too much radiation to be safely around it. And then the other thing is that there's some scam, like new agey things that like have radiation in them. Like it was called like a Numi bracelet that's supposed to have like ionizing, like some hippie new age ionizing thing. But the guy measured it with the rate with the Geiger counter, and it wasn't ionizing, it was radioactive. It had radioactive thorium in it. And so this company, he reported them to some nuclear regulatory agency because it's illegal to sell radioactive wearable bracelets, obviously. So there are other uses for that thing other than the apocalypse. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet. I ordered it off of Amazon. A couple $100. I already have some solar panels that I bought around the Trump, or around the 2020 election, the Trump-Biden election, in case shit hit the fan. I bought, it's called a, this is a couple years ago I bought, it's called a solar generator. So it's got the battery and an inverter and the input electronics to get the electricity from the solar panels. So basically it's like a box, it's like a giant, looks like a giant UPS power supply for your computer, but it's like 50 pounds and it's got a handle on it. And basically you just plug in the solar panels and you're good to go. Like you don't have to worry about connecting the battery to the inverter to all the individual pieces. It's like they shove all of those pieces in the one box. And it was about $1,200. I bought that. I don't have it here. I have it at my sister's house out in the boonies. And then I bought 4 100-watt solar panels. So it's meant not for like a whole house. It's meant for a small, like a RV sized or tiny house sized installation. and it has a 1,000-watt inverter, meaning it can run appliances that use 1,000 watts or less. So it can run, the biggest thing it can run is a microwave, but it can't run like a refrigerator, although it can run a chest freezer, the ones that open on the top, because those don't use much electricity at all. But it can't run like a normal kitchen refrigerator or a heater, like a house heater, or it might be able to run the tiniest air conditioner, but not a normal air conditioner. But in the last 2 years, I would recommend buying one with a 1,500 or 2,000 watt inverter. They have them now. They didn't really have them, the all-in-one boxes, the solar generators in 2020, but they have them now. So if I had to buy one now, I would buy like a 2,000 watt inverter one. That way you could run just about anything. You could run probably even run like a washer on those things. You couldn't run your whole house all at once, but you could run one big thing at a time with just that little box. Little meaning 50 to 100 pound carryable box with a giant battery and a giant electronics in it. So I already had that. That's part of my prepper gear. And so I have 4 100 watt solar panels. 100 watt is pretty small, like for a solar panel. Like the ones on your roof would be 220 at the smallest, but I think they make them even like 400 watt or bigger for the roof of your house. But 100 watt is like the smallest like solar panel that's not like a tiny little one for your charging a cell phone or something. It's like a panel. And I could probably buy 2 more because I live in Michigan and I don't get perfect sun. That would technically be over paneling the system. So if I used all 6 100 watt solar panels at once in the south, I would probably generate too much electricity for the solar inverter and maybe damage it. But because I'm way up in Michigan and I don't get 100% electricity generation from a solar panel, I think I could buy the 2 more 100 watt solar panels to get like close to the maximum rate of electricity that my solar generator can take in. So I have that, and then I have a I'm just talking about this because I didn't know what else to talk about because the stupid game wouldn't run. And then I have a portable ice maker and like a portable blender, and I tested the microwave. A small microwave does run on my solar generator, so I have ways to make ice and microwave food. Uh, what I don't have is like a portable like electric stove type of dealie, and I don't have like a way to get clean water. I don't know what's out there yet. I haven't really looked into that. Like if there's like a electric thing to boil water to make it clean, or even like a solar powered one that has a bunch of mirrors, like a solar grill. That's another thing that I could buy, is a solar grill, which is basically like, you ever seen those like cones that women put around their heads sometimes when they're sunbathing? A solar grill is basically a giant version of that, except you don't put your head in the middle because it would set your head on fire. Because it's focusing more sunlight. That's what a solar grill is. Like a really, really intense sunbathing head cone. Maybe you stick your head in it for 5 seconds and then boom, you're done tanning for the day. Hopefully you don't fry your eyeballs. But then I think I'll be set, so just with my gear for the possible apocalypse. A way to make water. Maybe a couple more solar panels. Maybe some sort of stove. And that's about all I need. Maybe some more food stored. I was buying these weight loss shakes that had a bunch of I don't know, there might be almost the same thing as like protein powder for weightlifters, because they have a lot of protein in them, but you don't have to, it's a great way to have lots of protein, so you don't have to it's not like meat that you have to keep frozen. But they were expensive, so I stopped buying them. But I do think they were almost exactly the same as like those big things of protein powder that you can buy for like $10. Except I was paying about 5 times as much because they were marketed as weight loss protein shakes. Maybe I should buy some of that for like a stash. So I think that stuff will last for years. My little blender, it charges with like an iPhone charger, like a USB. It's got a battery built in, and it can blend a shake. It's kind of small. It's not like it's like a single serving blender for like a cup sized thing. It's not like, I used to make these giant veggie smoothies with like a $300 Vitamax blender, and that would be like a meal sized smoothie. It's bigger than like 2 or 3 times as big as a drinking glass. But I gave that to my mom because I wasn't using it. But that one, I don't know if I could even run that off of the solar generator because it's you have to plug it in, and things like that use a lot of electricity all at once. Like it might be more than 1,000 watts. I was talking the other day that the exercise bike does have a it uses the pedaling power to recharge the electronic display. And I wonder if I could charge an iPhone instead by pedaling the bike. I actually saw there's a company called Archimoto. They make electric, like small electric cars, like single person cars that are almost like halfway between a motorcycle and a car. Some of them kind of look like golf carts. Some of them look like tricycles. But the one that I saw today on YouTube looks like a tricycle. It's technically an e-bike, so it doesn't. The bigger ones you can drive on the highway. They're like highway rated, but this one wouldn't be. It'd be like e-bike. So e-bikes are limited to 30 miles an hour, I think, at max. But what was interesting is he said that it's battery powered, and you can charge it by pedaling it in place like a stationary bike. And you can also charge it. You can also like use the battery to charge other things. So it's like that one is probably super efficient at like your pedal power of the e-bike charging the battery, the three-wheeler e-bike, as opposed to this one, which is it only needed to generate enough electricity from the pedal power to charge a little tiny display. So I don't think they're trying to output all of the pedal power into electricity. But the Archimoto one, they might be. I don't think it's for sale yet. It's new. But that'd be a cool thing to have. Although, yeah, it does look like a tricycle. It's like an adult driving a tricycle. I guess by the time they're available for sale, my hair will be gray, and they'll be like, oh well, he's an old guy. It's not that embarrassing that he's driving a tricycle because he's so old. Maybe they'll do the same thing, but for normal e-bikes. I am really disappointed that I couldn't get that Eastshade game to run. But oh well. I'll have to, after the stream I'll have to check to see if there's something wrong that's screwing up all of my games. Like with a down button, something pressing the down button. Or if it was just that game, maybe just rebooting the computer will fix that. Or I'll just have to pick a different game to play. Maybe it was just that game, something wrong with it. You know, I just got an idea. So I have a video game controller in the other room. I wonder if something was pressing the down button on it. I'm gonna check that. No, nothing was pressing the down button on the other controller. But I did unplug the USB from the other controller. So I will try, just for the hell of it, and because I really want that game to work. I'm going to try launching it one more time here. Okay, it's still highlighting exit. So every time see if I highlight something, it's like the controller is holding down and it highlights exit. That's still fucked up. I don't know. What is here? What else is here I could buy? Yeah, I'll just put it back on Zwift. It's one thing to not play the game and then revert to Zwift here. It's another thing to play a totally different game. Why the fuck won't this start? Okay, there it goes. I think what I want to do, instead of going a full hour, I'm just gonna do a high cardio. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna get my heart rate up to like 160, and then I'm gonna stop. So that'll probably be another 5 minutes or so. Just to mix it up, and because this is boring, watching me walk is boring. So I'm just gonna do a quicker high cardio workout instead of walking the whole hour. So this is about as fast as I feel safe going on this tiny little treadmill. And I think my heart rate will keep going up until it hits about 160, especially if I keep blabbing. Get a little faster. For the first mile, my heart rate was only 97. That's not much of a workout at all. Maybe it won't go up to 160. It's definitely more of a leg workout. My leg muscles are already tired from going faster like this. Maybe I'll go until the heart rate shows as red, which might be closer to 150. I think I was going 150 on the exercise bike yesterday, and that's about when I felt like I was going to puke. So maybe 150 is a good goal. To just hit it as a sprint and then stop. One 44. 145. 146. 47. Yeah, I don't know if I could get it up to 160 without going unsafe and running too fast. 148, almost there. 149. Let's see if it turns red at 150. No, it didn't turn red. Let's see if it just keeps going a little. Well, if I keep talking, I can probably get it to go up a little higher. I don't know if I can get it up to 160 though. Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to puke. So I'm going to call it a day. I'll try to get the Eastshade working. If I can't get it to work, I'll just pick a different game. This is Gaming McFitness. Keep gaming, keep exercising. And if you want to make exercise less boring, try doing both at the same time. Good night.